Greetings and hello, Waynesville Yoga family. How are you today? Thank you so much for joining. My name is Renee, and this class is Flow and Align. So for today's practice, we are going to slow it way down, and we are going to focus in on breath alignment. So the heart of yoga is breath and movement in harmony, right? So we want to take our time, we want to create space in our bodies for the breath to come in. It's going to nourish our muscles, it's going to soothe our nerves, and it's also going to strengthen these respiratory muscles and really work on connecting breath and movement in sort of this effortless symphony. I read it described as a symphony. I thought that was really beautiful. So that is the focus of today's practice. And our flow is going to really be almost like a yin based. It's going to be real slow movements, real deliberate, concentrated movements, really focusing on linking that breath together with the movement. So before we get started, I'm going to do my usual housekeeping and talk about props. Now today, props are going to be really important, so I highly, strongly suggest that if you have these sets of props available or their rough equivalent, please do have them nearby. Of course, every yoga practice can be done without props, but I think for opening up the different channels in the body, we're going to open up our center, we're going to open up the lower channel and the upper channel and really concentrate on feeling how that breath feels within the body. And I think to really experience that fully, having these props available and using them throughout the practice are really going to be a nice touch to your experience. So I have my standards. The yoga blanket, great for cushioning, great for rolling up, great for rolling up and using it as like a little neck pillow if you need it, or if you need a little tiny bit of height in the hips, always great to sit on. Great for cushioning knees, as well as snuggling up at the end if you tend to get cold during Shavasana. I always recommend that. Secondly, our yoga bolster. With the bolster, just remember that anything can substitute for this, but I recommend something really sturdy that's got like a sturdy interior, like a couch cushion, because that is going to really support you in certain positions and give you that extra height and lift that you want without sinking in on itself, like maybe like a bedroom pillow would. Also, yoga blocks. Anything of their rough equivalent in size and shape that's just going to be sturdy enough to hold your weight when you lean down on them. They're always a great tool to have on hand during your practice. And then a couple of extras for today. The yoga strap, we're going to be utilizing that for a couple of movements. So if you have one, or like a belt or a long scarf, just something you can use to work and we're going to be using it for leg stretches. So, so you can reach up, be able to pull on it. Yoga strap is great. And then as a little extra bonus during today's Shavasana and Yoga Nidra, I highly suggest having an eye pillow available. Now, if you have one of these, they're really super great. They promote just that deep rest and relaxation, which is going to be, just an integral part of this breathing practice. And I also found out a little tidbit about them, that eye pillows, it is rumored that if you lay them on your eyes for 15 minutes at least, they will start to decrease any lines that you have in your eye area. So can't verify that that's scientifically true. I just thought that was sort of an interesting thing. But what I find really interesting and compelling about that is that, it does really promote just that rest, that that ability to just close your eyes and just allow the muscles to fully relax. And perhaps that's what um, promotes that decrease, so they say. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start in a standing position, and I suggest taking a moment to really ground your feet into the earth. So step into those four corners of your feet, the big toe pad, pinky toe pad, and both points at the heel. And you can feel free to stand with your feet about hip distance apart, or if you prefer, stand with your feet together, however you tend to do Tadasana. Just go ahead and get that firm grounding in space. Remember, you're rooting in from here down, and then you're rising up from the waist up to the crown. Just take a moment now to just close your eyes and begin to focus in on your breath. Now, today's practice is not going to be focused on any particular breathing technique, okay, such as Samavrita or something like that. We are going to really just focus in on linking breath and movement and just being consciously aware of those connections. So just take this moment here to just welcome in a clean, fresh air and just sigh out. Nice big deep breath. And if you can, just go ahead and close your eyes. Just tune into your natural breath. Just allow any distractions or any to-dos just to melt away. Just let any sounds that are around you just fade off into the background, and just bring yourself fully into the present, here on your mat, right now with us. And as you center in, I invite you to set an intention for your practice today. It can be anything that you want to maybe see fuel your practice or accomplish by the end of your practice. Like maybe feel the depth of breath in the body, or maybe it's something you want to accomplish at the end of the day or the week or the month. But let that intention move you today. Beautiful. And I also recommend that if you have some soft music that you'd like to have playing in the background, that you go ahead and have that going during your practice. I totally welcome and support music. I know it fuels me. We won't be having that in our video today, but you're certainly welcome to enjoy it during your practice. I do ask though at the end, we're going to have a yoga nidra. So just have your device handy so you can turn down the music at the end and really rest and deeply relax. And be able to focus in on the sound of my voice. Beautiful. And now if you have your eyes closed or your gaze softened, you can go ahead and just kind of blink a couple of times and bring the light and the colors of the room back in. We're going to begin today with opening up the center channel of the body and just really warming and opening this space to allow the breath in. So go ahead and bring your chin down to towards your chest, just to a comfortable spot. Not everybody has the same range of motion. It doesn't have to be a deep dip. Go ahead and breathe in. And then as you exhale, just begin to roll down. You want to keep a nice soft bend in the knees. You want to keep that chin tucked. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me here. And then here in this position, just let your arms dangle and then just breathe deeply into that center chest cavity. Really feel the breath fill in the back body and the side ribs. Take several breaths here. And just feel that warmth and coolness of the air just moving in and out of the body. On your next inhale, just turn ever so slightly to the right. Just get a little bit of rotation in that upper torso towards the side. I'm going to turn back to the front so you can see me here. As you inhale, come to the center. As you exhale, go to your left. Couple breaths on this side. And as you inhale, come to center. And as you exhale, go to the right one more time. And just breathe deeply into that center channel and just feel the breath just filling up that space, warming and opening that center. Beautiful. Inhale, back down to back to the center. And then exhale over to the left. Remember, keep that bend in the knees. This is about breath in the center channel, not about particularly stretching our hamstrings. Beautiful. Now inhale back to center. And then as you exhale, just slowly roll it on up. Very slowly, take your time. Beautiful. Now go ahead and dip that chin again and inhale. And then exhale and roll down. And this time, find your hands on the floor and come to hands and knees. Beautiful. Now make sure that when you're in your tabletop position, that you've got your wrists and shoulders in alignment, and you've got your hips and knees in alignment. Got a nice contracted abdomen area. Beautiful. And then we're gonna take a few rounds of cat and cow. Again, very important for opening that center channel. So go ahead and inhale, dip that belly and lift that chin. And then exhale and curl up. And this movement, opening the center channel, really inhale, take these rounds on your own breath. Inhale to dip, exhale to curl. They really open up the breath and allow space in that spinal column. Opens up the torso. Inhale and dip. Lift that chin. Exhale. And curl it up in your cow. Or in your cat, excuse me. Beautiful. Couple more rounds here. Just really feel that spinal column open up. Torso, the breath really coming in and out. Beautiful. And on your next exhale, just find stillness. Come to your tabletop. And then from here, go ahead and begin to walk the hands forward and come into a modified puppy. Now you're going to bring your elbows down. You're going to bring your hands almost into like a triangle. So you're forming kind of a triangle type base with your arms, like you would in like a dolphin pose. And then here, just like in our cat-cow, you're gonna inhale and just kind of come almost to like more of a flat back. You're not really trying to curl up or anything. You just want to come to what would be like a flat kind of diagonal position in your puppy. And then as you exhale, curl up the shoulders and the back. Inhale back to a flat back. And exhale and curl. Beautiful job. Few more here. Again, we're working on the torso and the spinal column, really warming and opening that center, allowing the breath to come into the main channel of the body. Beautiful. And go ahead and release your hands down. And then go ahead and sit back on those heels and come into child's pose, but just for a moment. Excellent. Now just make sure that you've got your props handy. You will need your strap. We're going to begin here with opening the lower channel of the body. And this is allowing breath and space into our lower channel, which continues that opening up and creating that space within the body for the breath. So here, we're going to begin with our knees up. This is called effortless rest. And just starting out here with our knees up. It's almost like we're preparing to move into a bridge or something else. But instead of that, you're going to bring that left knee into the body as you inhale. And then as you exhale, bring that leg out to the side and roll it on back in. So on your breath, you're inhaling in and then exhaling that breath out. And really opening up the space in the joints and the hips, welcoming the breath into these channels, really helps lubricate the joints, it promotes fluidity in the muscles. You want to welcome those spaces. And really make your breath purposeful here. Like breathe in deeply. Really get a full sense of the breath and really feel where that breath is in the body, right? So feel it in the back, you feel it in the hips, really feel and channel where that breath is. Then as you exhale, exhale that breath through that hip socket. Beautiful. So in terms of body alignment, make sure your hips stay level on the ground because you want to make sure that you're not rocking and rolling in this motion. You want to make sure that you really are just channeling that breath into that socket. Channeling it into the lower channel. Beautiful. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and bring your knee down to the floor and just take a moment here and just notice how your body feels. There is a openness, there's a sense of fluidity and open and space all in the left side of the body. I know you can feel it. So now go ahead and inhale and bring that right knee into the chest. And then exhale and circle that hip around. Again, remember you're being very purposeful with these movements and with the breath. And you're moving the body. Inhale as you come up. And exhale and roll it out. You are opening up that space. You're being very purposeful with the breath. Very purposeful with your movements. Opening up that hip socket. Beautiful. And welcoming the space in. Beautiful job. Just go at your own natural breath pace. But remember, you're inhaling when your knee is coming in, and you're exhaling as it goes out and around. And again, be really purposeful with breath and movement. But again, you're maintaining level hips. Your hips are level on the ground. There's no rocking, there's no rolling. Shoulders are flat on the floor. Beautiful job. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Few more breaths here. And on your next exhale, go ahead and bring that foot down to meet the other one. And again, just notice that lift and separation, that openness in that lower channel and how it connects in with the chest cavity. Beautiful. Now go ahead and inhale and bring that left knee into the chest. Bring the right knee in to meet it. Couple of breaths here in Uttanasana. Beautiful. And go ahead and bring those feet back to the floor and grab your strap. And go ahead and lay your right leg long. And go ahead and take your strap and bring it around the sole of the left foot. And then go ahead and bring that up to the sky into Supta Padangusthasana. Now again, hips are level on the ground, and you want to make sure that your right leg is not lifting up high, but you've got it nice and firmly grounded. And then you've got a nice Nice gentle pull on the left leg. And then just breathe into those muscles here. And then as you exhale, go ahead and take that leg out to the side, as far as you want to go. But again, you're about breathing into this lower channel, so be very purposeful and deliberate with your movements. Inhale it in. And then go ahead and exhale it on out. Now, with your leg, just you don't have to have like a completely locked knee. You want to make sure that, go ahead and inhale in. You want to make sure that you've got a little bit of a bend in the leg, because again, it's not about working the hamstrings, it's about bringing breath into the socket. Beautiful. You're really getting into those four corners of that space there. Beautiful. One last time to this side. Beautiful. Now go ahead and bring that knee into the chest. And then on your next exhale, turn over into your reclined twist. Beautiful. And breathe into that space. Really feel the lower channel connection with your center channel. Beautiful job. And again, in our reclined twists, you want to make sure that your shoulders are flat on the ground. You've got a nice twist in the upper body. You're not over rotating or over taxing your body. You've got a nice twist. If you need a block to support your knee, if your knee's not reaching the ground, but you want a little bit of support to hold it up, a block is always wonderful as a tool there. Beautiful. And just breathe into the space. Feel and allow the breath to come in. This is so, twists in general are just really nourishing for your body. They really allow for, that slight compression in different organs of the body that really allow for just great release of hormones and endorphins, and really just want to nourish and nurture your body and its movement and all of its healthy functions. And twists are one way to do that. Beautiful job. A few more breaths here. Just feel it and enjoy it. Beautiful. Now very slowly begin to turn back to center. Bring that right leg up to meet the left in your effortless rest. And again, just take a moment here to just acknowledge how the body feels, the different sides. And then opening up of the lower channel into the center channel. Creating that space and openness in the body. Go ahead and take your left leg down and grab your strap again. Bring up your right leg. And again, with your strap, you have it nice and firm in your at the sole of your foot, and you've got your right leg up to the sky. Left leg is firmly planted. Right leg has a nice little bend in the knee, because this is not about the hamstrings, this is about the socket. So again, and then breathe in. And as you breathe in, you bring it slightly towards you, and then as you exhale, take that leg out to the side. I'm going to turn to the other side so you can have a little better visual of me. So again, I'm going to breathe in. And then as you exhale, you're bringing that leg out to the side. Beautiful. And then breathe in. Exhale here. Inhale. And exhale that leg out. Again, very purposeful with those movements. And feel that space. Breathe right into that space of the body. And you know, our lower channel really does impact our upper respiratory, right? We hold a lot of tension up here, and opening up this lower channel relieves, it opens up and allows space and relieves some of that tension and prevents that tensing of the upper channel muscles. Beautiful. Again, remember, hips are flat. We're not rolling to the side. We're just opening up that channel, breathing into that space, welcoming that air into our body and allowing it to open up all of this. Breath nourishes and cleanses, and it's great for us to slow down and connect these with our movements, because when we do that, it's going to become a really effortless connection, and that's what we want. We want to effortlessly connect our breath with our movement, so we're always breathing in our yoga practice. You know, you will resist those temptations to hold the breath in certain positions. You're going to just effortlessly move the breath with the body. Beautiful. Now go ahead and bring that knee into the chest. Move your strap off to the side. Go ahead and inhale that knee in, and then exhale into your twist. Beautiful. And breathe into that twist. Breathe into that space. Allow the breath into your muscles to relieve that any tension that's in the muscle channel, in the torso, in the upper chest, in our upper respiratory, upper channel muscles. Just allow the breath in and open up that space and just really maximize the air that you're bringing into the body. Beautiful. Just hold here in this beautiful twist. Just enjoy it. Twisters feel so good. They feel good on the back, they feel good on the shoulders, they feel good in the hips. In your abs. It's just an all around, just wonderful feeling for your body. And really, it's very stimulating also for your manipura, your solar plexus chakra, for our palace of jewels. Really releases all kinds of positive flow of emotion. And that's the other thing with breath. Breath really touches on a lot of our emotional feelings. It's an expression of how we are physically, emotionally. You know, they say as the mind goes, the breath goes. So you just want to bring in Slow down, bring in that air, and let it nourish your body. Beautiful. Now go ahead and bring yourself back to center. Go ahead and come back into effortless rest for a moment. Just notice the freeing of the breath in the body. Beautiful. So now we're going to work on our upper channel. So from here, go ahead and roll over onto your right side. Stretch your legs out long. And then take your right arm and point it straight up to the sky. So you're like laying on your arm. And you've got a nice opening in the shoulder here and in the body. And then just breathe into this space right here. Beautiful. So opening up these upper channels, going to really allow that air. This is where our air comes in and helps circulate and move throughout the body. So you want to open up these upper channels and really reduce any tension in your neck muscles, in your shoulder muscles, your upper back. You just want to release those muscles out. Beautiful job. Just breathe here. Breathe into the space of the body. The air into the upper channel. And your next exhale. Go ahead and roll over to your belly. And bring your arms to goalpost arms. And you want to lean into your right shoulder. And then go ahead and just lean into that shoulder just a little bit. Beautiful. And come back down to center. And then you're going to roll over to your other side. And again, I'm going to switch positions so my back isn't to you. And then you want to come into the right side or your left side. Lay on that side and open up the space in this channel. On this side of the body. Beautiful. And again, breathe into the space. Allow the air into the body. And allow those upper channel muscles to rest and relax. Beautiful. Go ahead and just breathe into the space. Feel it open. Excellent job. And just rest everything down. You're just putting all of your weight into the side of the body and just feeling that channel release and open. Beautiful. Couple more breaths here. And your next exhale, go ahead and roll over to your belly. And again, come come into those goalpost arms. Lay that left cheek on the ground, and then just ever so slightly start to roll over to the side. And just put a little bit of stretch into that shoulder joint. And then come on back into center. And then go ahead and push up to hands and knees. And then come into your child's pose. And with your child's pose, as you lean back, go ahead and bring your hands up into like a prayer position, just above, or I guess bring your thumbs to just above the base of the spine, if you can. Just bring your arms back as far as they will go, your hands. And breathe here. And again, this is opening up that upper channel. Really getting just a beautiful release here. Breathing into that space. And if you feel like you need a deeper stretch, you can always utilize your blocks to really intensify and enhance and deepen that release and that welcoming of the air and space into the upper channel. Breathe deeply here. Beautiful job. This feels so amazing. Go ahead and stretch those arms out. You go ahead and remove your supports if you have them. Just come back into your child's pose for a minute. Just go ahead and roll up to Thunderbolt. Just take a moment here to just integrate that feeling of the upper channel opening into the center cavity, into our lower channel. Just feel the connection. And for our last set of postures, before we move into our deep rest, we are going to open and release the diaphragm. So for that, we are going to use our bolster. And what you're going to want to do is come down into your effortless rest position, and then you're going to want to slide your bolster underneath your body. So you're coming into a supported bridge. You're going to find that bolster, let your hips lie right on that cushion. And again, this is why a sturdy cushion is necessary, because this really helps you maintain that height that you want. It's comfortable in that it's still soft, but it's sturdy enough that it's going to keep your hips lifted. And then you're going to just breathe deeply.
diaphragm. This elevated position of the hips opens up the diaphragmatic cavity and allowing for that opening up of the air. You want to make sure you're not holding any tension in your shoulders or gripping the floor with your feet. Just release and let go. Let the support hold you up. And just breathe here. Beautiful, and you should just be feeling firm, just a nice opening of the entire chest cavity. Allowing the breath to nourish you. Now, if this is too high and you want a little bit of a lower raise, you're always welcome to use a folded blanket. You can also use a block. If you want more height, you can put the block up on the higher height. The thing about the block is that it's hard. It can be a little on the uncomfortable side. The bolster is just kind of this nice happy medium that allows you to experience the posture without overworking or overtaxing the body. This practice today is about nourishing and supporting our body. Beautiful. And on your next exhale, go ahead and come up on those tiptoes and move that support out of the way and lower the body down. And then for our final pose, you have the option of a block, or you can use the bolster. We're going to come into a supported fish. You may want, if having your neck rolling back on the other side of the bolster is uncomfortable, you may want to have a block there to support you. That you want to bring that bolster to around your shoulder height. And again, if you need a support here to maintain comfort in the neck, you can bring a block to support the head, or you're welcome to have the neck just hang down. Take your time, find your posture, find your position, because you're opening up. We took the time when we opened up our diaphragm, when we're releasing it, we opened up the lower, now we're opening up the upper. Beautiful. Few breaths here. Again, feel free to have the block handy. If you want not so much dip in the neck. It's not about, it really is a comfort thing. So, whatever is most comfortable for you and for your neck position. The safest, best thing to do is to have a block or a couple of blankets stacked up to support your head. If you've got a lot of motion in your neck and it feels better for you, if you get more of an opening to have your neck in a deeper released position, everybody's body is different. So find what works for you safely and gently, always starting with the most gentlest possible movement first.
breathe here. Again, very deliberate breaths. All of our breath movement today is very deliberate. It's very purposeful. It's channeled and directed. Few more breaths here. And one thing that's really wonderful about this practice is that it's really relaxing. We are preparing our bodies for a deep rest and restoration. So go ahead and remove your block if you have one for your neck. Remove your bolster or your support. And then go ahead and start to find your final rest position, your Shavasana. You've got your eye pillow. Go ahead and grab that eye pillow and just go ahead and lay it down over your eyes. If you want a blanket rolled up for the back of your neck, go right ahead. If you want to snuggle up in a blanket and warmth, go right ahead as well. Just find your rest position. Go ahead and relax and breathe easy. If you want to just take a moment before you fall deeply into your Shavasana, just to raise your legs up. Come into a very brief legs up the wall. And go ahead and squeeze those knees into your chest. And then go ahead and stretch that body out long. Beautiful job. Now just lay on your back and close your eyes. Don't concentrate too hard on my words or the sound of my voice. What you want to focus here on is on your breath. So as you're lying here, just take these next few minutes to get into your deep rest. Just breathe naturally and calmly. Just allow each breath to slowly take its course. And as you lie here, just focus your awareness in on those breaths. Just feel every detail of them. Coolness on the inhales, the warmth of the exhales. Where is that breath pooling in your body when it comes in? Try to breathe deep into that pool and then just release it and let it go. So your breaths just become this line of energy and nourishment that comes in and then comes out. Into your chest and warming the heart, and exhaling back out. Just allow the breath to move freely throughout the body. Notice how your whole body feels. Take a moment to just focus in on how open and welcoming and nourished the body feels. You've released tension in the spine. You've opened up your chest and your torso. You've released tension in overworked, overused upper channel muscles. And you've allowed that tension to dissipate from the body through opening those lower channels. You're releasing those secondary respiratory muscles, not just the ones that are up here, but the ones that are further down in our torso. The body feels open and welcome and relaxed and calm. On your next inhale, go ahead and take a nice, long, deep inhale. And a nice, long exhale. And begin to introduce some life into the body, starting to wiggle those fingers and wiggle the toes. And go ahead, and if you're ready, circle those wrists and circle those ankles. If you're really ready, go ahead and take a long, deep inhale and stretch the body long from the tips of the fingers all the way to the tips of the toes. And as you exhale, go ahead and roll over to one side. It could be the right or the left, whichever feels most comfortable, most natural. Just take a moment here. Just absorb everything from today's practice. Just noticing how deep and relaxed you feel. Ready to move on and take on whatever the day will bring you. Go ahead and push yourself up to a seated position. And find an easy seat. Sit up nice and tall. And just take a moment here when you find your easy seat to just notice the body. Notice the spaciousness that we've created in our body. And I invite you to return to this practice, just to revisit these channels, because this is so critical as you take your practice to the next level, as you continue to incorporate more complex movement. You want to make sure that you're taking that time to make sure that you're linking breath and movement. You've got nourishment in your joints and in your muscles. You're quieting your nervous system. You're connecting mind and body, emotion, breath. And it's going to become that beautiful symphony, right? That effortless connection that you want to welcome into your practice. And the breath practice doesn't have to be done every day, but I highly recommend just focusing a regular breathing practice into your routines. Beautiful job, everyone. Just take a moment to thank yourself for setting aside this time for you and your body and all of the amazing things, supporting all of the amazing things that it can do. And I want to thank you for taking time to practice with me today. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.